that time of year. It's Halloween, and we're here, and I'm here with Dan from St. Lucie Scanner. Did I get it right, St. Lucie Scanner?
SLC Scanner. You got
SLC
it.
Scanner.
Yeah.
Um, since it's Halloween, we decided to, like, Dan needs to be in a million places at once. So he left his body in one place and just brought his head here. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Wayne. How you doing?
Okay.
I feel a lot lighter.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's technology is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, and the ability of what we can do is really interesting. My initial thought, because I thought it was just going to be me, was to cover my head, because no one needs to see me, and it would just be my body.
Yeah.
But I think we would do this. But um, SLC scanner.
You got it. SLC Scanner.
Okay, so, and I know you did a couple of pieces here, which were really good. Why? Why did you decide to take it over and do it?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So I wanted to find a way to where we can make a tremendous impact in our community. Not only to report the news and be able to get news from the people, for the people, unfiltered, uncensored all the time, but also be proactive, Wayne,
Right.
on being able to act on that news and make our community a better place. So at this point, we get the information from our fans and our friends of the page as quickly as possible, quicker than anywhere else out there, but we also could act on that as quickly as possible. Everything from the storms that just happened, where we're getting locals here sending products and goods up north, to things like local incidences where our friends and our neighbors need help, that we can help them and team up with them locally, and also work with our amazing nonprofits.
I'll tell you something that's interesting. The other day, because I'm on the board of DDS for Vets, and we have a gala coming, and the other day I was heading out and I was running late. And as I'm coming down US 1 here in Port St. Lucie by TD Bank, I see a woman screaming and running across the street, and a guy running the other direction trying to open a car door of somebody in a turning lane. I didn't really think much of it. Go to find out, it was a whole thing with this young lady who, I don't know if she was being kidnapped, but it was, I believe it was more of a sexual abuse thing that could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And she was lucky enough and smart enough to get away. And you covered it on SLC Scanner.
Mm.
You covered so many things. Like, my wife would say, hey, we're heading this way, but we can't go this way because I was watching SLC Scanner and there's an accident and a rollover.
Yeah.
So you cover all that stuff. Is most of what you get through your fans?
Yeah, that's a great question. 100%. Most of what we get is from our fans. That's why our motto is news from the people for the people.
Okay.
It's really an important thing for our culture to be able to give our friends and our neighbors that platform to be able to send in their news and updates, and also send it in anonymously. We always tell our friends, hey, listen, everything's anonymous unless you tell us otherwise. So, of course, if people want credit, they can get credit. But we keep it SIBAF, sent in by a fan, or sent in by a friend, if you want to put it that way.
Other people asked that question today while you were here.
Yeah.
And I had to dig it up and find it, but I did find out what it was. But it's good that you have so many people that are willing to contribute good information.
Yeah.
So how does it work? I'm driving, I see a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do I do?
Once you see an event in our neighborhood, whether that's crime, whether that's a traffic, whether that's something good like an officer helping ducks cross the road, that was a viral post one time, you send a message into our page. So remember, it's not a group, so you can't post it direct, but you can send us a message, and then our team will then post it on our page with the timestamp and the SIBAF phrase at the bottom.
I'm guessing, from what I know and what I've learned, that you are committed to making sure what you put out there is, for lack of a better word, proper
Mm-hmm.
and not offensive.
Yep.
And because we had an event here that you didn't post right away,
Mm-hmm.
because the safety of the officers was at risk.
Yeah.
And people just abuse the privilege to post things.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It is.
But in this case, you got a letter or a message from the young lady who was involved, right?
Yeah.
And did she send it directly to you or SLC Scanner?
That's a great question. So, in this event that Wayne's alluding to, the domestic violence incident in the city of Port St. Lucie, I was actually out with the family down in Palm Beach for something. Some of you watching might remember my face being swollen. I had a tooth issue going on. And I get all these messages from people in the community regarding Port St. Lucie police driving all over the place, SWAT team vehicles. And there were a lot of messages. And then we got a very clear picture and video of the home where this incident was taking place. It was a very clear video. And I felt in my heart that it was more appropriate, because of how time sensitive it was, it just happened, to contact a contact of mine at the Port St. Lucie Police Department and make sure it was appropriate to post that. And at that point it wasn't. It was still very active. It would have done more harm than good. So to Wayne's question of when it's appropriate to post, it's appropriate to post if it's doing more good for our community and helping, and that includes our men and women in uniform. We want to make sure they're safe. Right. We want to make sure our citizens are safe. And sometimes we do want to wait to post because of active investigations and active circumstances.
So the page is all of St. Lucie County?
It is. Yep.
Okay. And what I find interesting, and I had a talk about this with Andy Poley, who's running for office. Mm-hmm. So she was in. And we were talking about, in Port St. Lucie, there are 3 east-west roads, basically. Mm-hmm. There's St. Lucie West, there is Crosstown, and there is Port St. Lucie Boulevard. Mm-hmm. So in order to get across St. Lucie West in rush hour time, you need to leave yourself at least an hour. Crosstown is interesting because Crosstown was supposed to be 55 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was supposed to be no stoplights. It was not going to be any stoplights.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And so Crosstown is a racetrack.
Yeah.
But as bad as those two things sound, Port St. Lucie Boulevard is a crash course racetrack.
Right.
But I will say this. The city of Port St. Lucie Police Department, they do a really good job of trying to keep it in order.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys have been with me a while now. I got a ticket on Crosstown.
Yeah.
Surely, I broke the law, but sometimes there are circumstances, and I had just taken my mom out of assisted living. I didn't know what it was like to be a caregiver. I had cameras in the house, and I see mom on the floor. And everybody, every officer, every person that I ever met would have done the same thing. Okay? But they do a really good job to try to keep things at least safe as they can do. Yeah. And it's hard because these people are driving crazy.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of stuff to post.
It does. It does. But you're right what you said, Wayne. You're right. And I think that's an important note that you mentioned. You know, PSLPD is doing more with their staff right now than almost any other police department in our state. In terms of the numbers, I would have to look back at the data, but they actually, for the size of our area and our population, the ratio of officers to citizens is like the lowest, and one of the lowest in our state, I believe.
Wow.
So they're doing more with as little as they have than anyone else is doing. They're extremely resourceful. So really kudos to their leadership at Port St. Lucie Police Department. You know, Chief Del Toro and Chief Nemzik are great guys, and they do a fabulous job. So they really are utilizing all the resources. And to your point, Wayne, they're doing really well with the traffic, and it's getting better, I think.
We're coming into season. We're coming into season. So I don't want to put anything negative out there.
Yeah.
But in this portion of our thing, we're coming to Halloween season.
Yeah.
As a family man, what's on the agenda for you and your family?
Yeah, so for Halloween, we're not huge Halloween people, actually.
Okay.
We're not huge Halloween, but we do fall. We do fall celebrations.
Okay.
So with our fall celebration, we like to go to all our fall festivals around this area and other areas. Bednar's.
Oh my God, Bednar's. That's not in this area. It's south of this area.
Yeah, we go to Bednar's down
They're pretty
south.
cool.
They are. They're amazing. And then
Yep.
some of the local churches. Sunlight Church is having one come up this weekend, I believe. Tomorrow, I want to
Okay.
say. I have to double check that. But Sunlight has one coming up, so partial to Sunlight. They're great. And then you might know of a couple as well.
Well, look, I've been in the entertainment industry forever, so we have things going on Halloween-wise, which is you have Fright Nights at the South Florida Fair.
Yep.
You have a bunch of haunted houses. You don't have to go to Orlando to go through a haunted house. There are a whole bunch of them here. Um, and there's other things that are going on, which are really kind of cool. This weekend, they have prayers for the pets at one of the churches,
Very nice.
where I think that's the church on Del Rio, where Del Rio starts to turn, somewhere around Kashmir and Del Rio.
Yes, I've seen that before. The sign that says
Yeah.
it. Yep.
So they have that, and you know, I don't do a lot in St. Lucie County. I don't do as much as I should. And I'm here and I live here and my business is here. Most people know I do a lot in Martin County. Though the counties are different, the Treasure Coast shares 3 counties. Martin, St. Lucie, actually more. Indian River, not Indian River. Yeah, Indian River County is on the Treasure Coast.
Mm-hmm.
St. Lucie County,
Mm-hmm.
Martin County.
Yep.
I added Okeechobee County because I get people from there to come here, and then Indiantown.
Yeah.
So in this little area, and it's a little area compared to other areas, we really have some great things going on and some great people. And I know that if there's an accident on 95, okay, covers Indian River County, Martin County, and St. Lucie County,
Yeah.
because it affects all those counties because
Yeah.
the traffic backs up,
It's true.
and you have to be so careful. And what's really cool is that the police departments work hand in hand through the counties,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen things where there were car chases that went from one county to another, and they worked together. So
Yeah.
that's really kind of cool. What is the future of SLC Scanner?
Yeah, that's a good one. When I talk to people about the future of SLC Scanner, I always want to put the purpose of the page first, which is to report the news unfiltered and uncensored. We truly take pride in the fact that we get news from our citizens as quickly as possible and are able to report on that as quickly as possible. But 2 things for the future that I'm looking forward to is I do want to be the #1 media source coming from our citizens in the entire Treasure Coast,
Right.
Especially St. Lucie County. Second, though, I want to be a catalyst to get things done in our area. I want to be a catalyst to improve the quality of life, not only giving people vital information, but also acting on that information. Being a outlet to bring people together, not divide. We have so much division, as you know, Wayne, in our
Yep.
society. So I want to be the change agent for that, at least in our little tiny part of the world. Let's bring people together. Let's bring our community leaders together, and let's make sure that we can make our community a better place.
Everybody, St. Lucie SLC Scanner. I was turned on to it by my wife, okay? But when I mention it, everybody knows, and I think WRPB Studios is blessed to have Dan come on. And one day Dan and I will sit and talk about the story of how we connected,
Yeah.
and how he turned something in my life around, and I guess added to our friendship and added to our connection. With that, Dan, thank you so much for coming. Everybody, we'll be right back.
Thanks, Wayne.